the government has high-resolution pictures of UAPs.
It's multiple whistleblowers that are backing this account.
It's called Immaculate Constellation, and there's a lot of constellations below.
So if it's a PSYOP, the premise is that UFOs are bullshit.
The idea that somehow the U.S. government can't carry out these operations to keep a secret, that's obviously wrong. This technology, or whatever it is demonstrating dominance.
Yo, what's good? We're back with another one.
It's showtime.
How about this? A brand new bombshell whistleblower report alleges the existence of a secret Pentagon UAP and UFO program, and it's called Immaculate Constellation. The report, turned over to Congress, claims the government has high-resolution pictures of UAPs. In the latest episode of News Nation's Reality Check, Ross Coulthart sat down with Michael Schellenberger, the independent journalist who spoke to that whistleblower.
It's a UAP reconnaissance program. I can affirm this 100%. It is an unacknowledged, up until, hours ago, it was and is an unacknowledged special access program, even higher than a special access program. Its purpose was to detect, quarantine, and transfer UAP, dealing with incursions, meaning air, land, sea, all domain, with what we call ubiquitous technological surveillance. It's a very impressive program, and up until this day, if I had said those words on the phone, if I had typed those words, if anybody had, there was mandatory surveillance for it. So I'm really happy, and I'm really glad that has come out to the public, and there's a lot more to learn about this program and others directly from people involved.
This sounds crazy.
It's blue beam, bro.
Yeah, remember, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Look, we have whistleblowers who are coming forward, hopefully on November 13th, which is the next set of congressional hearings on UAP, which I have personally walked people into members' offices for private meetings so they could see eye to eye and they could meet and they could know what the potential for informing the American public is about this cover-up. This is about crimes of secrecy. It's about obfuscating the legal and necessary transparency to the American public, as well as just to the oversight and accountability.
Nah, fuck that. I told you it's blue beam, bro.
What if the whistleblowers are real?
You might think they're real, but they're all plants, bro.
What more do we know about the whistleblower and this Immaculate Constellation program?
It's multiple whistleblowers that are backing this account. I'm aware of allegations that this particular whistleblower has gone to Congress and given this evidence in a report. The most extraordinary is there are allegations made in the report that one of the top-line fighters in the US, the F-22 Raptor, was actually boxed in by as many as 3 to 6 orbs and forced out of an airspace area.
The first most obvious thing you're struck by with that particular case is that this technology or form of life or whatever it is, adversary, is demonstrating dominance.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
I'm telling you, bro, it's all part of Blue Beam. If you guys haven't seen our Project Blue Beam episode, go check it out.
It's a very lengthy report that details and is supported by other people with knowledge of this program, alleging basically that the RO, the Pentagon's UAP investigation office, and the Pentagon have illegally withheld from Congress knowledge of a secret UAP retrieval and reverse engineering program, and more importantly that they are aware of a large body of information about UAPs, particularly human intelligence photographs, videos, and they're a very high resolution, much higher than we're used to from these blurry pictures we often get.
This could be legit, you know.
Watch what happens next month, bro.
On October 8th, 2024, when he published a groundbreaking article, Schellenberger set his stall out against an alleged beyond top-secret program called Immaculate Constellation. In his piece for Public and in subsequent interviews, Schellenberger claims to have met with another whistleblower from inside the U.S. government. As with Grush, the individual is said to be entirely credible, although in order to protect his source, he gives no further information about them.
I am in direct contact with the whistleblower. I have verified, I've interviewed the person several times. I have verified their credentials and who they are, either in government or as a government contractor. I'm not going to say which, just to keep the universe of potential positions large, as I'm also not revealing their gender or anything else about them to protect them.
Importantly, Schellenberger does say that this person has written an extensive report to Congress after they came across proof of Immaculate Constellation, seemingly by accident. The claimant allegedly reveals that the program chiefly consists of a massive and until now unknown database of UAP sightings and records. The numbers involved are seemingly much higher than anything the U.S. intelligence community had previously revealed. The scope seemingly goes far beyond what even most of the U.S. government is aware of.
They're saying it's a reverse engineering program, bro.
Yeah, that sounds more likely than Project Bloody Bluebeam.
Trust me, bro.
Your understanding is that Immaculate Constellation consists of the capability to detect, quarantine, and transfer UAP and alien reproduction vehicle collection incidents before they are observed and circulated within the military intelligence enterprise, thus serving as a means of enforcing internal information security.
More specifically, it's alleged that Immaculate Constellation is an unacknowledged special access program, or USAP. Broadly, these are programs about which it actually is legally permissible for certain figures to deny knowledge if they're ever questioned in the public sphere. However, everyone working in and for the U.S. government is still constitutionally obliged to be straight with Congress, and at least with the highest-ranking select group of Congress, known as the Gang of Eight. There are laws in place to ensure that no one person or group can just make up their own rules, including in relation to USAPs. But with Immaculate Constellation, it's alleged that those laws have been broken. It's said that the UAP database is fed and managed and known of only by a small number of intelligence agents. It could be said that it's all handled entirely and truly off the record.
They might have reverse engineered a crushed UFO, but don't mean they're going to use it for a fake alien invasion.
It's happening this year, bro.
Do you feel like where there's smoke, there's fire, Ross? And what would be the harm if a program does exist? What would be the harm for the government coming out and saying, we actually do have a department that looks at unidentified objects
Such a good question.
for national security?
Such a good
I don't
question.
get it.
Such a good question. I, for the life of me, Mikey, do not understand why we cannot be told what I strongly believe is the case, that the United States is in possession of non-human technology. Because, like Mr. Schellenberger, I've been hearing the same stories from people inside the legacy program. And I think it's time for both presidential candidates to maybe think about fessing up and telling the truth to the public for once in a while.
The government don't tell the truth about nothing, bro.
Yeah, that's something we can actually agree on.
A former intelligence official, maybe it's also another one of the whistleblowers, I'm not sure, confirmed the existence of this program, but adding that it's run out of the Secretary of Defense office, and also warning that whoever even talks about it is put on government radar and is put in the danger zone. That's ominous, Ross.
It is. It's very ominous. And look, I should note the Defense Department has issued a statement formally denying categorically that there is any special access program, unacknowledged, waived, or special access program that has the terms Immaculate Constellation. But frankly, there are multiple sources backing Schellenberger's story, and he's sticking to a story and saying he knows he's right. So really, it's a matter for the Pentagon now, because they're going to be questioned. There's going to be hearings in the Congress. People are going to be deposed and asked questions. And if they have lied, there's going to be a reckoning.
I don't think there's going to be a reckoning. No one gives a shit.
They will when they fire up the projectors, bro.
I hope at some point it does become public. It's a fascinating, there's much more in it than I could summarize in the article, but there's just a fascinating description of of different UAPs that we've all heard about, orbs and tic-tac and discs and triangles and boomerangs and all the different, you think about the Phoenix Lights. And so you sort of, if you have some familiarity with the big UAP cases, it's very striking to see that there is a database of UAPs captured apparently by the Defense Department and the intelligence community in a database that Congress, at a minimum, the Gang of Eight should have access to.
We should do an episode on the Phoenix Lights, bro.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what subjects you'd like to see us do next.
Pentagon goes on record. So following Michael's story, the DoD has now commented the Department of Defense has no record, present or historical, of any type of SAP called Immaculate Constellation.
Was that so hard? Why did that take 4 days?
That came from how do you say your name?
Sue Goff, I guess.
Sue Goff. There's a lot to digest. I doubt the DoD would ever likely confirm a UAP's existence. I am trying to confirm whether any type of SAP also refers to USAP.
It should.
Or bring you more info.
USAP is just an unacknowledged special access program.
So they say it's bullshit.
I think I'm gonna. Well, I mean, I would expect that. So what they're doing is they're deliberately. It's a psy. I mean, I just use a psyop or whatever you call it, because a lot of people are normie experiences of government is going to the DMV, right? So you go, the DMV, that's the government. The people that are working at the CIA and the FBI at those high levels are best intel. They're like some of the smartest people in the world. I mean, these are people that they're recruiting them out of the Ivy Leagues, but these are some of the premier spies that have ever existed. And the idea that somehow the U.S. government, can't carry out these operations or keep it secret, that's obviously wrong. And then I have all these whistleblowers coming forward. So that's the prelude to
what is your thought on it? So what do you think so if it's a psyop, and what, I'm not aware of what the book is and what their premise is, but essentially the premise is that the UFOs are bullshit?
Told you, bro. It's a psyop.
Of course they're going to deny it, though. Don't mean it's a psyop.
The head of Arrow left and has now just been ridiculing and attacking all the UFO whistleblowers, including, David Grush and Lou Elizondo and all these folks. But the book is, so basically this is a book of the history of UFOs, and it basically just goes through every single major case and shows you why it's not a UFO. I mean, basically it's showing or why it's a natural phenomenon.
So it's essentially doing what Project Blue Book did.
It's absolutely an extension of. It's really, and remember in 1953, the CIA created something called the Robertson Panel, and the Robertson Panel comes out and says the U.S. government should just focus on debunking UFO cases and including ridiculing people, which is a very cruel treatment of people because it's such a socially so devastating to be ridiculed.
Sure.
And then you get the Condon report, the Condon Committee, which is the University of Colorado, 1966-1968. Same thing, dismisses this, suggests it's all kooks.
See, they've been doing it for years, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
The public perception of unidentified anomalous phenomena, otherwise known as UAP and formerly known as UFOs, has undergone a massive shift in recent years. First came the headline-grabbing leaked videos beginning in 2017. Then came official recognition of those videos and others, culminating in the Pentagon's preliminary assessment report on UAP, which was published in June 2021.
Videos of mysterious airborne objects have captured the public's attention.
They're all going against the wind. The wind's 100 away.
Why do you think they call them UAPs and not UFOs?
I don't know. They're not just objects anymore.
Nah, bro. It's because they made anyone talking about UFOs seem crazy.
So for me, this is fun. This is first and foremost a story about abuses of power. You might think that what people are seeing, these UAPs, are just new military craft and it should be kept secret from the American people. That's fine if you think that. But they still are required by the Constitution to inform members of Congress about those programs.
Beyond claims of an extensive UAP database, what else is being suggested? Another key term that features in the early reporting is alien reproduction vehicles, or ARVs. Although the history of this term is dubious even among ufologists, Schellenberger raises it in relation to his source specifically.
Alien reproduction vehicle, I don't think I'm not sure I'd used that term before. It's obviously going to raise a lot of eyebrows, and I should stress that I'm not saying I know that they exist or that I'm endorsing any other part of the things that have been said about that, but indeed that is what this person has put in their report to members of Congress, notifying them about this database.
ARVs, if they exist, are U.S.-owned and operated machines or entities which run via non-human technology and/or propulsion. The apparent allegation here is that there are people within the U.S. authorities who not only have knowledge of UAPs, but have also had access to them, and have been successful in reverse engineering them to their own needs.
If we know they purposely made people talking about UFOs sound crazy, maybe some of the original cases are worth looking at again.
We gotta do an Area 51 episode, bro.
There is a program the government has hid from Senate, from Congress, from the Gang of Eight. It's called Immaculate Constellation. And by the fucking way, that's just top of the pyramid, big piece of the pie chart. There's more up there, and there's a lot of constellations below.
Reacting to Schellenberger's article in an episode of their podcast Weaponized, Jeremy Corbell and specifically George Knapp further referred to keyword search analysis, which reportedly shows that the words Immaculate Constellation have only ever spiked once before, in and around the time that David Grush was first going public in 2023.
Dig into looking for Google searches for that term.
Heard about
where it's popped up before.
Yeah.
And it popped up when Dave Grush came forward. When he gave his testimony, suddenly the name of this Immaculate program, there's a spike.
Immaculate Constellation.
Yeah, Immaculate Constellation. There's a spike in Google requests under that term.
Wow.
Which is weird because Grush didn't mention it.
The implication being that there was panic then directly relating to all the information that's now being leaked.
I remember hearing Chuck lean in real quiet, like he's a baller. Chuck McCullough, he is a gangster, man. He just lean in and be like, careful.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, whoever leaked this could have made that spike just to back up their story.
Whoever it was, they're a plant, bro.
There was a document that has been referenced in some reports.
Michael Schellenberger has said there's a 20-something page document.
Let's say there's a document.
Let's be honest with our audience. You have been exposed to the entirety of the document. Is that correct?
All right. Yeah, I've seen it.
From the very get-go, we have been in the know that we have been trying to exploit derivative technologies of UAP. Is that factual from where you're sitting?
Yeah.
Okay. I am directly aware of the totality of this report and information being in person given to certain members. I'm not saying of Congress or Senate, certain members, and that I was present.
Now that it's out, how can it possibly, how can anyone hope to quash the story?
Okay, I need to crack a beer.
He's saying he's actually seen this document.
Yeah, bro. He fell for the bait.
Current modern day, is there anything you can tell me right now that you saw captured anything weird?
Yeah, a UFO that becomes a USO. That's pretty spectacular stuff. Now, I've shared that with you. You've seen it, and it's pretty cool. And then Colares comes to mind, Mexico, Tampico, a lot of pretty cool stuff. Hopefully, we'll be able to share a lot more in the next episode of Weaponized. It was a lot of work went into this, a lot of travel, a lot of miles, and hopeful that it's going to be great.
What's he talking about? Why wouldn't they just release it all now?
He's got a Netflix series coming out, bro.
You are what we would classify as a whistleblower.
Yes, that would be exactly what I am.
I want to be able to share this with the world. How can we help you break this story? There is enormous amount of evidence to suggest that we do have a non-human intelligence interacting with us on this planet. We need to get beyond that obvious question, are UFOs real, to what really matters. Why are they here? And what do they want from us? We can handle it, can't we? My name is George Knapp. People know me as the UFO reporter. Last year, the Pentagon debuted ARROW to investigate the UFOs. ARROW has found no evidence. If they would go to such lengths to discredit this topic, it tells us we're going to have to do it ourselves. We need solid evidence, and we need it now. We've had some pretty dramatic UFO encounters all over the world.
Something weird happened to those bulls.
What happened in Phoenix was seen by thousands of people.
Federal agents were confiscating videos afterwards.
He said, as far as you're concerned, Lieutenant, it never happened. We are not alone.
The technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had.
Vimos una luz alrededor de la lancha.
There will be some information that's going to be put out that will shock the world.
The more we can bring out of the shadows, the closer we get to answers.
Looks pretty good.
They're helping them with Blue Beam and they don't even know it.
This whole Immaculate Constellation story is probably just to promote this Netflix series.
Information will continue to come out about Immaculate Constellation. I think there are smarter people than me that will be able to hyper-analyze things that you've told me about, that people are looking at, like when people look that up on Google and all that stuff. And I also promise that I will tell everything that I can, that you and I know as time goes on. But right now, I would say this. This is what I can say. Michael Schellenberger, who I have never spoken with before, got it right.
We're going to have to do a follow-up on this after the hearing.
Blue Beam will be in full effect by then, bro.
Elon Musk said, he came out this week and told Tucker Carlson, all these UFOs are advanced, secret U.S. technology. There it is. It's all out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Elon should know, right?
Okay. So, no, dude, I believe him when he says if he got evidence of aliens, he would put it out on Twitter. I fucking believe him. I believe him. He is so wild. I believe him. And God bless that. Like, if you get evidence of aliens, like a perfect photo from your satellites, put it out. I think I believe him, that he would do that.
Elon's the Antichrist, bro.
Yeah, he's a bit of a dickhead, but I don't think he's the fucking Antichrist, mate.
The second I see any evidence of aliens, I will immediately post that on the X platform. And it'll probably be our #1 post of all time. That'll be your...
Oh, how convenient. The timing is impeccable. So I guess it's just a coincidence how days ago, Elon Musk, in an interview, declares that once he receives any information on aliens, he will post it on X. Does anybody else see the writing on the wall? It's so clear to see the great deception that is about to come upon the whole world to explain away the rapture and for people to follow the false Christ or the Antichrist with this new age alien movement. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some knucklehead waiting for the Lord's return. But to those who know, you know, the great deception, alien deception, who will come and save the day. I'm sure they will bring some type of new technology. And what a better person to bring that technology to than Mr. Elon Musk. I mean, there's a reason why his company is called Tesla. I can totally see the possibility of future free energy coming from that company and from that man. So do not be deceived. Understand the times that we are living in and do not lose heart. Do not grow weary. Keep your eyes on the prize.
It'd be dope if Tesla released a free energy device. I want one of those Tesla robots to clean this shithole up.
Fuck that, bro.
Schellenberger is keen to stress how scared would-be whistleblowers often are.
David Grush is on the record saying that people have been killed. I don't have evidence of that. That's not my claim. I'm saying that's what he said. I've certainly seen other people say it. I did do a whole story last year on UAP witnesses and whistleblowers reporting threats, including death threats, not just in the United States, but around the world. I find those witnesses credible.
And while his article is predominantly based on a report submitted by just one unknown person, it's said that there are many, many similar cases, that there are multiple individuals with a similar story to tell, having come across evidence of the Immaculate Constellation program in one way or another.
We should put the hearing on Netflix, then people might actually watch it.
It's gonna be all over the news, bro. That's how you know it's bullshit.
The report is in the hands of members of Congress, and this is a critical time because, again, if you are a skeptic, if you're a debunker, whatever, you should not want the government spreading disinformation on this. If you want to get to the bottom of it, we should get to the bottom of it. We need Congress to hold hearings. And then the other pitch I'd make on this issue is that these people that I'm interviewing, if they're actors, they're incredible because they are genuinely terrified when I talk to them. They're genuinely scared. Most actors aren't very good actors. So I'm always like, these guys are the greatest actors I've ever met, these people. So they need better whistleblower protections. And if you interview congressional staffers or members of Congress, they will acknowledge that whistleblowers do not have proper protections, whether for UAPs or anything else.
They're actors, bro. The CIA has loads of them.
It's a good point, though. There should be a better protection for any whistleblowers in any part of the government.
As the stories surrounding Immaculate Constellation grow, it is a sure bet that this is a phrase that we'll all be noticing a lot more from now on. The long-awaited and delayed follow-up official UAP congressional hearings are now scheduled for mid-November 2024, shortly after the conclusion to and results of the U.S. election. It remains to be seen if further details regarding Schellenberger's whistleblower will come to light during those hearings. But for the watching world, for the growing numbers of people who are taking an increasingly active interest, this could be the time when the window to full disclosure finally gets fully open.
It's nearly time for the rapture, bro. But we'll have to save that for next time.
Hold up, Ted, we gotta do this week's giveaway.
Let's do this, bro.
Bang bang!
Blah, blah.
Let us know if you'd like a shirt, a mug, or a print, and we'll get it sent straight out.
Leave a comment on this video for a chance to win next week. If you want to support the channel, go grab some merch and become a member. Members get an extra episode every week, bro.
There's a bunch of members-only episodes ready to go right now. And big thanks to all the members who signed up this week. And a big shout out to Sean. Happy birthday, mate. You just turned 8 yesterday.
Dang, we need to stop swearing so much, bro. Happy birthday, little bro.
And as always, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.
Come and join these guys in the members only episode on Wednesday, bro.